What would you do if you knew you could experience your miracle within the next 24 hours? Not tomorrow, not next year, but before the sun sets again. What would it take to transform your reality so quickly and so profoundly? It's not a question of faith in something external, but of faith in the power that lies within you. This film is no coincidence. It arrived at the perfect moment, exactly 24 hours before your transformation. Joe Dispenza, a neuroscientist who has combined science with spirituality, proves that miracles are not a matter of chance, but of conscious creation. Forget everything you thought you knew about the limits of possibility. In the next few minutes, we'll dive into the depths of your mind and body to discover how you can become the architect of your own dream life. Are you ready to become a miracle? Traditionally, we view miracles as divine interventions, rare and unpredictable events that transcend the laws of nature. We await them, pray for them, but rarely feel we have any influence over them. Joe Dispenza radically disrupts this paradigm. In his world, science and spirituality are not two separate paths, but converging paths leading to a single, powerful understanding: we are biological machines capable of creating supernatural outcomes. Drawing on quantum physics and neuroscience, Dispenza argues that a miracle is not a violation of natural laws, but an operation in accordance with their deeper, more subtle ones. His work challenges the materialist view that the mind is merely a byproduct of the brain. Instead, he presents the mind as energy, consciousness, that can influence matter. This is a fundamental shift in perspective. Instead of being victims of our genetics, past, or environment, we become their masters. The idea that each of us has the potential to heal, to manifest abundance, to create a new reality is no longer a fantasy but a scientifically supported possibility. Dispenza explains that our body is actually an instrument of the subconscious mind. For years, we repeat the same thoughts, which lead to the same choices lead to the same behaviors, and the same behaviors create the same experiences, which in turn generate the same emotions. These emotions, felt in the body, become a chemical record of the past. In this way, the body literally becomes the mind of the past. We live in a cycle in which our body, addicted to the chemistry of familiar emotions, fear, guilt, shame, continually sends signals to the brain to think in ways that will sustain those emotions. Breaking this cycle is the first step to creating a miracle. The idea is to teach the body how to feel the emotions of the future before that future manifests. This is where science meets mysticism. Traditional spiritual schools spoke of faith, of feeling gratitude for something that has not yet happened. Dispenza puts this into scientific context. By generating elevated emotions like gratitude, love, or joy, we change our body chemistry. We send new signals to our autonomic nervous system, which in turn influence the expression of our genes. This is epigenetics in action. We don't change our DNA, but we change the way our genes are activated. We can turn on health genes and turn off disease genes. The miracle of healing is no longer an external intervention, but an internal process of biological reprogramming. The idea that we can create a miracle in 24 hours is based on the understanding that the quantum field from which all matter emerges responds to energy and consciousness. When we change our energy, the sum of our thoughts and emotions, we change the signal we send to this field. Instead of asking for a miracle from a position of absence and separation, we become the energetic counterpart of the miracle we desire. We cease to be matter trying to influence matter, and become consciousness influencing energy, which in turn creates matter. This is a quantum leap in perception. This is the moment when we stop living in the known and enter the unknown, a field of infinite possibilities, where our miracle already awaits us. This isn't magic, it's the science of becoming someone else. For decades, science held that the brain was a static structure that remained largely unchanged after maturity. However, a revolution in neuroscience called neuroplasticity has completely overturned this dogma. Today, we know that the brain is dynamic, malleable, and capable of reorganizing itself throughout our lives in response to new thoughts, experiences, and emotions. This discovery is the foundation upon which all of Joe Dispenza's teachings rest and is key to understanding how we can consciously create miracles. Dispenza uses a simple yet powerful slogan: neurons that fire together, wire together. Every time you think a thought, you activate a specific neural circuit in the brain. The more you repeat that thought, the stronger that connection becomes. Over time, these circuits become automatic, creating our habits, beliefs, and our personality. You become what you think most often. If you've spent years thinking of yourself as sick, poor, or unhappy, your brain has built a robust neurological highway to support this identity. Any attempt to think differently is like trying to cut through a dense jungle with a machete, when the old road is smooth and easily accessible. The miracle begins the moment you make the conscious decision to stop following the old path. This is a process of unlearning and reprogramming. The first step is becoming aware of your automatic thoughts and emotions. You must become the observer of your mind, a witness to the programs running in the background. Dispenza calls this self-transcendence. When you notice a negative thought, instead of following it and allowing it to trigger a familiar chemical reaction in the body, you stop. You say, "That's not me. That's just an old program." At that moment, you take back your power. Instead of being a slave to your brain, you become its conductor. The second, crucial step is installing new software. This is where mental rehearsal comes into play. Scientific studies have shown that the brain doesn't distinguish between an intensely imagined experience and a real one. When you close your eyes and begin mentally rehearsing who you want to be, imagining yourself as healthy, confident, and abundant, your brain begins to create new neural connections, as if the experience were already happening. You begin to build the neurological architecture of your future self. This isn't just positive thinking. It's the biological process of creating a new mind. When you connect this new thought, this new self-image, with an uplifting emotion like joy or gratitude, the process becomes more powerful. The emotion is a chemical signal that records this experience in the body. When you feel gratitude for your health before you've even recovered, you teach your body how to feel in this new future. You begin to change your biology to match your vision. In this way, thought becomes experience, and experience becomes wisdom, recorded in the body. From the perspective of neuroplasticity, a miracle is the moment when new neural connections become so strong and dominant that they become your new, default state of being. The old personality, with its limitations and fears, literally dies at the neurological level, and a new one is born in its place. Your destiny is no longer determined by the past but is shaped by your vision of the future. You become living proof that your personality creates your personal reality. And if you can change your personality, you can change your reality. This powerful understanding moves you from the passenger seat to the driver's seat of your life. A miracle is not something that happens to you, but something you consciously create, thought by thought, cell by cell. The idea of a miracle in 24 hours may sound like an empty promise, but in the context of Joe Dispenza's teachings, it's a metaphor for intense and focused inner change that can trigger a cascade of transformation in the outer world. The key isn't passive waiting, but active, conscious preparation of the mind and body to accept a new reality. It's like preparing the soil before planting a seed. Without proper preparation, even the most magnificent seed won't germinate. Your task in these 24 hours is to become fertile ground for your miracle. What does this mean in practice? It means making a radical decision to never again allow any thought, emotion, or behavior that doesn't belong to your desired future to dominate your mind. It's a decision to be bigger than your body, bigger than your environment, and bigger than time. For these 24 hours, you become the guardian of your inner temple. You observe every thought that enters your mind. When a familiar thought of doubt, fear, or lack arises, "This is impossible, I don't deserve this, this will never work," you don't fight it. You notice it, realize it's just an echo of an old program, and consciously choose a different thought. A thought that aligns with your future. This is the moment when you cease to be a program and become awareness. Preparing your mind also involves consciously disconnecting from the stimuli of the external world that reinforce your old identity. Dispenza often speaks of the need to disconnect from the three main factors that keep us stuck in the past: our environment, our body, and time. For these 24 hours, try to limit your contact with people, messages, and situations that trigger negative emotional reactions. It's not about escaping, but about creating a space where you can build new energy without the constant bombardment of old signals. This is the time for inner work. Instead of reacting to the external world, start creating an internal world. Mental preparation involves creating such a clear and vivid vision of your future that it becomes more real than your current reality. Use all your senses. How would it feel to be healthy? What smells, sounds, and tastes accompany your success? What emotions do you feel as you awaken to your dream life? The more detailed and emotionally charged your vision, the stronger the signal you send to the quantum field. The key is to enter the state of being of this future person now. Don't wait for healing to feel grateful for your health. Don't wait for wealth to feel abundance. Feel these emotions in your body in this moment. This is an act of quantum creation. When your body chemically experiences the future in the present, it begins to believe that this future has already happened. This sends a powerful signal to your genes to begin reprogramming and to the quantum field to begin organizing events, people, and opportunities that align with your new energy. Perhaps the biggest challenge during these 24 hours is maintaining this heightened emotional state regardless of what's happening outside. Your senses will provide evidence that nothing has changed. Your body may send signals of pain or discomfort. Your bank account may still look the same. Your task is to love your future more than your past. To believe in what you can't see with such passion that you can't help but create what you believe. These 24 hours are a test of your determination, your will, and your self-love. This is the time to prove to yourself and the universe that you are ready for your miracle. In our daily lives, we are slaves to time. Our minds constantly shift between dwelling on the past and worrying about the future. We live in guilt for what was and fear for what might come. According to Joe Dispenza, this habitual state of mind is the greatest obstacle to miracles. Why? Because the only moment in which you have real power is the present moment, the eternal now. The past no longer exists, and the future is merely potential. When you live in the past, you recreate the same neurological and chemical programs that created your current reality. When you live in fear of the future, your body relives worst-case scenarios as if they were real, keeping you in survival mode. In both cases, your energy is anchored in known, limited possibilities. The key to transformation is entering the present moment. Dispenza calls this the sweet spot of the generous present moment. It's at this point, when you free yourself from your identity tied to the past and the predictable future, that you open up to the quantum field. In the quantum field, linear time doesn't exist. All potential futures exist simultaneously as waves of probability. Only when the observer, meaning you, focuses your awareness and energy on them does one of these waves collapse into material reality. When you are fully present, you become pure consciousness, unburdened by the baggage of the past. Your energy stops vibrating at the frequency of lack, pain, or fear. Instead, you become a blank canvas on which you can paint any future you desire. How can you practically enter this state? Meditation is a fundamental tool taught by Dispenza. When you sit down to meditate and focus your attention on something other than your problems, on your breath, on the space within and around you, you begin to disconnect your attention from your body, environment, and time. You cease to be someone, a person with a history and problems, and become nothing, pure consciousness. It is in this nothingness that everything resides. The moment you release your identity, you free your energy. This energy can now be used to create something new. Living in the now is also a practice of mindfulness throughout the day. It's consciously experiencing each moment without judgment. When you eat, focus on the taste of your food. When you walk, feel the contact of your feet with the earth. When you talk to someone, be fully present. Each such moment is an opportunity to break out of the hypnotic trance of everyday life and connect with the field of infinite possibilities. The concept of a miracle in 24 hours is inextricably linked to time. If you think your miracle will happen sometime in the future, you're keeping it at bay. You're sending a signal that you're not ready yet, that something is missing. The act that accelerates manifestation is bringing the future into the present. How? Through emotions. Gratitude is the most powerful tool for this. When you feel genuine gratitude for your future, as if it has already happened, your mind and body don't know it's just an imagination. For them, it's real. In this moment, you're cheating time. Instead of waiting for an event to trigger an emotion, you're using emotion to attract an event. You're in the present, but you're vibrating at the frequency of the future. This causes the quantum field to begin organizing a reality that matches your new vibration. Time becomes malleable. You can experience spontaneous remission, a sudden burst of inspiration, or an unexpected opportunity, because in the quantum field, there are no delays. Cause and effect can occur simultaneously. Living in the present is the ultimate surrender of control. It's trusting that when you take charge of changing your inner world, the universe will take care of the rest in ways that exceed your wildest expectations. Your task isn't to figure out how this will happen. Your task is to stay in the now and hold the energy of your dream future. Everything in the universe is energy, vibrating at different frequencies. From the smallest subatomic particle to the largest galaxies, everything is in constant motion and vibration. You, too, are an energy field. Your thoughts and emotions are not abstract concepts, but specific energetic frequencies you project into the world. This fundamental law of quantum physics is at the heart of Joe Dispenza's teachings on manifestation and miracle making. When you understand that you are a transmitter and receiver of energy, you begin to consciously manage the signal you emit. Low vibration emotions, such as fear, anger, shame, or guilt, have a long wavelength and a low frequency. When you experience these emotions, you literally lower your energy. You operate in survival mode, and your body is flooded with stress chemicals, cortisol and adrenaline. In this state, your attention is focused on matter, on threats in the external world. Your energy is trapped in your body, trying to cope with the perceived danger. In this state, you cannot create a new reality, you can only recreate the same survival scenarios. Sublime emotions like love, joy, gratitude, and inspiration, on the other hand, have a short wavelength and a very high frequency. When you cultivate these feelings, you raise your energy. Your body produces hormones that promote growth and regeneration. Your attention shifts from matter to energy, from threat to opportunity. You become more of a consciousness than a body. You begin to emit a coherent, powerful electromagnetic signal that resonates with the potentials in the quantum field. Dispenza places great emphasis on the heart's role in this process. The heart is not only a blood pump but also a powerful energy center, generating an electromagnetic field thousands of times stronger than the brain's. When you focus your attention on your heart and consciously generate feelings of gratitude or love, you create a state called cardiac coherence. In this state, your heart rhythm becomes regular and harmonious. This coherence is transmitted to the brain coherence, and then throughout the body. When the heart and brain function in sync, you become a powerful, coherent transmitter. Your thoughts, electrical signal, and emotions, magnetic signal, create a coherent electromagnetic signature, which is your personal command to the universe. A miracle is nothing more than the quantum field responding to your coherent, high vibrational signal. You attract not what you want, but who you are energetically. If you send a signal of lack, the quantum field will respond by providing you with more experiences of lack. If you send a signal of abundance and gratitude, the field will respond by manifesting abundance in your life. It's a simple law of resonance. So how can you practically raise your energy within 24 hours? Start by consciously choosing your emotions. Instead of waiting for something outside to make you feel good, choose to feel good for no reason. In the morning, before you even get out of bed, take a few minutes to enter a state of gratitude. Feel grateful for the air you breathe, for your body, for the new day. Let this feeling fill every cell of your body. Regularly check in with your emotional state throughout the day. If you notice yourself slipping into a low vibration, stop. Place your hand on your heart, take a few deep breaths and consciously evoke a feeling of joy or love. Think of someone you love, a place that makes you happy, an achievement you're proud of. Change your chemistry. This is training. It's building emotional muscle. The more you do this, the easier it is to maintain a heightened energy state. Your energy is your most valuable asset. It's the currency you pay for your future reality. Invest it wisely. Stop giving your energy to people and situations that drain it. Focus it on the vision of your future. When your energy is high and aligned, you become like a magnet. You begin to attract synchronicities, serendipity, and extraordinary opportunities. Miracles become a natural outcome of your new state of being. The comfort zone isn't a physical place, but a mental and emotional state in which everything is familiar, predictable, and safe. It's a collection of our habitual thoughts, behaviors, and emotions that form our identity. Paradoxically, although we feel safe within it, this very zone is the greatest prison, preventing us from experiencing miracles. Miracles, by definition, are new, unfamiliar, and extraordinary. They can't exist within your familiar reality. To experience them, you must be willing to leave the familiar and enter the unknown. Joe Dispenza teaches that the moment you feel most uncomfortable is often the moment of greatest transformation. Why is it so difficult to leave the comfort zone? Because the body has become the mind. As we mentioned, your body has become addicted to the chemistry of familiar emotions. When you decide to think and feel differently, your body sends alarm signals to your brain. It's like withdrawal. You may feel anxiety, emptiness, and doubt. Your inner voice, the voice of your old programming, starts screaming, "Come back. It's dangerous here. You can't do it." This is the moment of truth. This is the threshold you must cross. Dispenza says you must become aware enough to notice this internal sabotage and not give in to it. You must tell your body, "I'm in charge here, not you. You are no longer your mind. You will obey me." Stepping into the unknown is an act of faith and potential you can't yet see with your senses. It's consciously making decisions that go against your automatic programs. If you're someone who always complains, stepping into the unknown is consciously practicing gratitude. If you're afraid of public speaking, stepping into the unknown is taking a speaking course. It's not about big, dramatic gestures, but about small, everyday choices that signal to your brain and body that something is changing. Fear of the unknown is really a fear of losing control and losing your identity. Are we afraid that if we stop being who we are, who will we become? This fear is an illusion. By freeing yourself from the limitations of the old self, you don't become nobody, but rather, you open yourself to the possibility of becoming someone more. A miracle requires space. You can't pour new wine into old wineskins. You must first empty the vessel, shedding old beliefs, emotions, and habits that block the flow of new energy. This process can be painful and disorienting. It's like the death of the ego. But on the other side of this void, rebirth awaits. It's in this space of the unknown that all possibilities lie. When you dare to step into it, the universe can finally deliver something new, something that transcends the confines of your limited past. How can you do this in 24 hours? Make a decision. A single, powerful decision that you are willing to let go of your past to create a new future. Identify the one emotion that holds you back: fear, guilt, lack of self-worth. And for the next 24 hours, every time this emotion arises, consciously refuse to give in to it. Instead, ask yourself, what thought and emotion belong to my future self? And begin to practice them. Feel the freedom that comes from letting go of the burden of being the same person. Feel the excitement of uncertainty. Fall in love with the unknown. For it is there, just beyond the edge of your comfort zone, that your miracle awaits. This is not a one-time act, but the beginning of a new way of living. A life in which you continually transcend your limitations and become a supernatural version of yourself. If there's one practical toolkit that's the absolute foundation of Joe Dispenza's work and the key to manifesting a miracle quickly, it's meditation and visualization. These aren't passive relaxation techniques, but active processes for reprogramming the subconscious mind and biologically altering the body. They bridge the world of thought and matter. Meditation, as Dispenza understands it, has one primary goal: to transcend the analytical mind and access the operating system of the subconscious mind. Our conscious mind, which makes up only about 5% of our totality, is full of criticism, doubt, and analysis based on past experiences. Trying to change your life with the conscious mind alone is like trying to change the software on a computer with a keyboard that's not connected. You have to go deeper. Through meditation techniques like focusing on your breath or sensing space, you slow your brain waves from the fast beta, characteristic of wakefulness and stress, to the slower alpha, relaxation, and theta, deep meditation, the state on the verge of sleep. The theta state is the gateway to the subconscious. In this state, the analytical mind is quieted, and you become more suggestive, more open to new information. It's here, in this deep inner state, that the real magic begins. Once you access the subconscious, visualization, or mental rehearsal, comes into play. It's much more than just daydreaming. It's the deliberate and intense creation of an internal experience of the future with such clarity and emotional engagement that it becomes reality for your brain and body. You begin by creating a clear intention. What exactly do you want to manifest? Then, in a meditative state, you create a scene in your mind, a movie in which this future has already happened. You see yourself healthy, successful, in a happy relationship. But you don't just see it, you feel it. You must engage all your senses. What do you hear? What do you feel on your skin? What scents do you smell? But the most important thing is to connect this vision with an uplifting emotion. What does it feel like to have your miracle? Gratitude, joy, freedom. You must generate this emotion in your body and sustain it. When you combine a clear intention, a thought, an electrical signal from the brain, with an uplifting emotion, a feeling, a magnetic signal from the heart, you create a powerful electromagnetic signature that is transmitted into the quantum field. This signature carries information about your future. As you repeat this process regularly, you begin to install new software in your subconscious mind. Your brain creates new neural pathways, preparing for a new reality. Your body, through emotions, receives chemical samples of the future and begins to change its biology. You literally begin to become the person who already possesses what you desire. The practice of meditation and visualization is a way to compress time. Instead of waiting for an external experience to create an internal change, you create an internal experience that attracts an external event. This is a quantum model of reality. You can complete several meditation sessions in 24 hours, each time delving deeper into your future self. Each session is an investment of energy in your new future. You forget about yourself as a person with problems and become pure consciousness, creating a new reality. When you emerge from meditation, your task is to maintain this new state of being for as long as possible. Don't immediately revert to old thoughts and emotions. Act as if your miracle is already on its way. Maintain an energy of gratitude and expectation. Meditation and visualization are not escapes from life, but tools for consciously creating it. It's a daily practice that allows you to take control of your destiny and become a master of manifestation. This is the final, crucial step in preparing to receive the miracle that awaits you.